All right. Good morning, guys. I'm going to pass around a notepad for you to sign in on. If you will put your legal name on here, not what you want me to call you, because that's what the computer has you in as, that would be great. Also, if you want to tell me what you want me to call you, you can put that afterwards or with it too. But just as long as I have your legal first and last name where I can do attendance. We are verifying attendance early this semester, because we're trying to get the financial aid distributions out quicker. So that's where we're at. I am Tracy Wilson. I am the instructor for this course. I have taught it several times as a adjunct instructor. But I just started full time, so you're going to need a pen too. And just pass it around a little. I know computer class. Why would you need a writing utensil? Every now and then you need to write something down. So we're not going to do a lot of new content today, but I do want to go over how the course works. I want to go over the syllabus. I am going to tell you that all of my classes are being recorded this semester and will be posted on my YouTube channel, which the directions for how to find that are going to be in the syllabus. The reason we're doing that is because I have a couple of sections of completely online students. So we figured the easiest way to do it is you guys get the benefit of me in person, they get the benefit of the videos. You also have a secondary benefit that if you miss a class, you can go back to the videos. Or if you just didn't quite get it and you want to hear me say it again, you can go back to the videos. So everybody's familiar with Course 10. Great. I love all the nods. It's really early in the morning, so I'm not going to expect a lot of interaction yet. But eventually, you wake up and talk to me. I did go ahead and put a welcome post out. It really doesn't say a whole lot except who I am and what I just told you about it being online and stuff. I am going to do a lot in Course 10 with you guys for this class. So your schedule is going to be in Course 10. The syllabus is in Course 10. You're going to get your assignments in Course 10. You're going to turn in your work in Course 10. Do not email me assignments. I will lose them. I get probably 100 or more emails a day. So email is your last resort for turning in work. However, if you want to contact me, email is probably the quickest way to get me because it comes to my phone all day long. If you use my West Georgia account, if you use the Course 10 account, I don't get push notifications for that, so it takes a little bit more delay in that. We're all following me so far. All right, so if you're not familiar with Course 10, just a brief kind of overview. Yours looks different than mine. I have the teacher version, so yours is going to look a little bit different, but it's pretty similar. Somebody's already, my Monday class has already turned something in. I haven't signed anything yet. Okay. I did go ahead and make a couple of things live just where you'd be able to see what it looks like. So upcoming events in the calendar, when there's a due date, it's going to show up on the side for you. And then you know what's coming up. I'm going to try to stay several weeks ahead. I would put the whole course out there, but it never fails. As soon as I do that, something goes wrong and everything has to shift by a week, and then I have to go in and go do it all. I will though. So what we're going to do is look at the content tab. That's where you're going to find most of your stuff. I right now have just the introduction week live because it's the first week. So if you come to introduction, it takes you to how to access the textbook, the syllabus link, course schedule. The course schedule does say tentative when you open it because it is subject to change. I am more concerned about you learning the content than staying on the schedule. So if we're we get to a point and 75% of you still don't quite get it, we're going to slow down and redo that topic. Because if you're a computer science or computing major, a firm foundation will help you in the future classes. All right, so let's start off with a syllabus. So this is in the course stand. You can get to it. I'm going to open it in a new window where we can see it better. So it's got the description from the course catalog kind of thing. Here is my contact information. It's my email address. My office is on the second floor. If you need me, I will be there after this class until noon, Monday through Thursday. I also have a Google Meet link. So if you want to meet with me virtually during those times, that should be open the entire time. I also will post that link out where you can find it in the course end page. If you can't meet during those scheduled office hours, I will be more than happy to set up an appointment with you, virtually or in person, whichever works best for you. We are using an online textbook. We are using a free online textbook, so there's no textbook cost for this class. You do have to go to the links to find it. You don't have to register an account, but if you do, it will keep up with your progress of where you're at. So if you're doing the labs and the examples inside the textbook, if you have a registered account, it will keep up with where you were at. If you're struggling with the class and I could want to see what's going on, I can go in and check how long you spent in the book and things like that. It gives me an idea of how much effort you're putting into it, what I need to change maybe. Again, you don't have to register, but if you do, it just gives us another data point. And it's free. I did find out just recently that a few of the links that I have on Course Stand, 2 sections in the book are slightly off because I did some editing over the summer. So I'm trying to find them all and change them. If you find something that doesn't work, shoot me an email just where I know to go look for it. The outcomes, basically, we're going to teach you to do a basic program. We want you to be able to put together a fairly basic Python program by the time we're done with this class and understand what the parts are. What you really care about is how I'm going to grade you. So we are going to do class participation grades. Does that mean I'm going to mark down every time you talk to me? No. But if I want to have, first thing you're probably going to get as far as quizzes will be a syllabus quiz that proves to me you read the syllabus. It's basically 3 points. So participation just means you're showing up, you're doing what I asked you to do. There might be a survey or a quiz every now and then to just gather more data. We're computer people, we want data. Quizzes come from the textbook reading. Every quiz comes from the textbook reading. Can you pass the quizzes based just on what I do in lecture? Probably, but if you want to make sure you did really well, you need to have at least attempted some of the reading. And you're going to want to do well in those quizzes because all of your exams come from the same test bank with a few extra questions that I throw in there. So you might actually see some of your exam questions for the first time on the quizzes. Now, the great thing about the quizzes is I let you take them twice. So if you don't make a good grade on it the first time, you're like, oh, maybe I should go back and read that. You get a second attempt on it. Lab exercises. Those are going to be examples and small coding projects that I'm actually going to do with you in class. For the most part, we're going to get those started. A lot of times we'll finish them in class. And if you're here or you're watching the video, you should be able to just replicate my work. So I'm trying really hard to make sure you have every opportunity to know what's going on. The homework assignments, however, are more independent. I'm not going to sit up here and do the starter code for you and have you follow along with that. I'm going to assign them. And on the Friday, during that Friday session on your schedule, me and Garrett, who had to step out, will be here to help you. That means we're going to answer questions and we're going to help you debug code. We're not going to give you the solution. Does that make sense? We will have 3 projects. Those are just going to be expansions of the homeworks. So we will do 3 major projects throughout the semester. We won't do the first one until we've got a few weeks under our belt. I think I have the first one scheduled to be due like the 1st of October. So if we stay on track, the end of September, we'll start it. You'll turn it in like the first week of October. I will help you with questions on those projects. The lab assistant will help you. You can go to the CSX lab if you need help. You cannot share your code with your friend. Exams, there's going to be 4. They come from those quizzes, the textbook material, lab notes, things we discussed in class. I'm going to drop the lowest one. If you're sick, you have family obligation, you have to travel, and you miss one of my exams, that's the one you drop. And you have to have an extreme excuse for me to do a makeup exam for you. I'm talking doctor's note, COVID, something like that. So questions on that? Comments? That's what I just said. All the rest of the stuff is going to be on every syllabus you see at the university. All of the college policies and stuff are the same. This is a few things that I said. Participation I already went over. It's just that you're here, you're engaging, you're doing stuff. Am I going to take role every day? No. You're adults. Come to class. As a parent of a college student, I'm going to tell you, come to class. It's the most successful way you're going to be. Late work. I don't take late work. There should be no reason for you to be turning in late work, especially if I'm doing the labs with you. If you have travel or job-related things, I say this because I have a lot of non-traditional students for my evening classes, and you know for a fact you're going to miss a week, a month from now, let me know, and we will make alternate arrangements for you, because that's not late work, because you let me know in advance what's going on. Do not email me at 11:30 p.m. saying, oh, I'm not going to be done. Can I have an extension for something that's due at midnight? Because I'm asleep. I'm not going to be checking my email at 11:30 p.m. right before everything's due. My plan right now is to have all of the due dates be on Sunday. So you'll have the entire weekend to work on. I'm, fingers crossed, going to be able to get it graded within a week and back to you. Because there's not much point in pushing forward if you need to remediate something. That being said, there's 80+ students taking Python this semester, so bear with me. It's going to take me a while to get into a pattern of getting it all back quickly. Questions? Comments? Okay. So that's the syllabus. You could go read all the academic stuff. I do want to point out that there is an honor code. I hate to have to point this out, but just because we're in a computer class does not mean that you can copy and paste everything from your friend or the internet. There are ways for us to run comparison software to see how much of it is your work, how much of it matches some other website. You will get caught if you're copying and pasting. Now, does that mean that you can't go look up other resources and get ideas? No, but you need to make sure that the majority of the work is your work. We all good? If I catch blatant cheating the first time, I'm going to come to you and say, don't do this again. This is bad. I'm so disappointed in you. And I'll give you the mommy speech because I am a mommy. If you continue to do it and it becomes a blatant problem, we will escalate it to the university and they could throw you out. So make sure it's not worth it. I promise you it's not worth it. All right, so that's the syllabus. I have put the tentative schedule in. It's not under this course schedule link because that's just the dates that I have assigned things, but I made another course schedule link under introduction, which will open a web page, kind of grid. And I tried to make this as organized as possible for you. I do make typos. I do make mistakes. So if you find something, please let me know. Like I posted one of my other classes schedule and left a whole week of September off, which is great for you if I don't do something, but I am going to do something that week. So I try to put all the reading on the weeks that you need to be reading. It looks like a lot, but it's not quite as much as it looks like. It just, this book has a lot of sections in it. I think they got paid by the section titles. I'm going to try to go back and put in more details as we need it, but like right now, I tentatively have got exam 1 the week of August 29th. And that should be a doable goal. The first few weeks usually go on schedule. It's usually when we hit project 1 that things start going a little wonky. So if you're super organized and want to look, everything is in here for the entire semester if it goes well. These are the links I'm talking about that might not actually be right because they updated the book, but the title, the subject names should be correct. I got to check the final exam dates and make sure that I have them correct, but I'm almost positive that they're right. Your final exam in here is just the 4th test. There's no big, huge, comprehensive final exam that you're going to sit here for an hour taking, because all of this is comprehensive. You can't do week 3 if you haven't done week 2. So it all builds on itself. So there's no reason for me to make you have some huge exam that's going to be a huge portion of your grade. It's just going to be a regular exam. The plan right now is for all of your exams to be online. You can come in here and take it, or you can take it home, but I usually open it up and give you 24 hours to pick a time to sit down and take it. This, I find, works better for people that need a quiet space, and also if I do it inside a course day, grades automatically, so you'll have instant feedback on how you did. You only get 1 chance on the exams, 2 chances on the quizzes, 1 on the exams. Yes, ma'am.
Exam time?
It will be timed, but I give you plenty of time to do it. And the reason I have to time it is because if I just left it open for 24 hours, y'all would go Google search every answer. Everybody would turn in 100, and that wouldn't look suspicious at all. So usually, it's usually multiple choice or a short answer. And I usually, in my head, try to give 1.5 to 2 minutes per question, because that should be plenty of time if you know the material. But if I give the first exam and it looks like everybody ran out of time because their Google searching wasn't fast enough, then we'll talk some more. But so far, this has worked for me. I've done this for 2 years, and it seems to work pretty well. Questions? Comments? Any general concerns? Yes, sir. The highest grade on the quizzes, yes. There's no point in really letting you take them twice if I'm not going to take the highest grade, and I'm not going to average them. Whichever one you do the best on goes in the grade book. Yes, sir.
So
They have you in this and 1301. Now, this is definitely before 1301. So 1301 is Java, and it's tougher than this course. This is designed very much for beginners and non-CS majors. 1301 is the first CS major course.
So it's not just problematic.
Personally, I wouldn't, because it's two different languages and you potentially will get mixed up. But I don't know that it's impossible. I would go upstairs and talk to Alex, the advisor. Thank you. That's the word for the CS advisor, and see what she said.
She was on that.
Oh, if she did it, then you're fine.
Okay.
What are like some like what are the best resources for
This, the book's a great resource. There's all sorts of YouTube videos and things like that. I'm not sure you're gonna need a lot of outside resources, because I am gonna start absolutely very beginning. Nobody's ever asked me that question before.
Well, I just know there's a lot of online stuff. It's like,
Yeah, absolutely a lot of online stuff. I haven't vetted all of it. I don't know, no way I can vet it all. But I like, when I'm doing Java, I like Stack Overflow. I haven't tried it with Python.
I'm in syllabus.
Stack Overflow might help you. I do know Java, so for questions that you're gonna find when I'm doing these lectures that sometimes I mix the Java into the Python and I have to backtrack and say, oh wait, sorry, that was a Java command. So that's the reason I'm saying it's easy to mix your languages. I think you'll be okay. This one is very much going to be a beginner class. You're probably going to need more resources for Java. That would be mine. Yes. Any other questions? Well, I appreciate that you all got up really early at 8 o'clock in the morning and came in and saw me today. I don't like 8 o'clock classes, but oh, Fridays are going to be no new content. They are lab days. That means I'm going to help you with whatever code problems you have or whatever assignment problems you have. If you've done the entire assignment and it works beautifully, there's no need for you to be here on Friday. I will be here, whether you are or not. But if you have questions, if you want help with something, Friday's your day. Come see me. We'll work on it. We'll get you moving again, and then that still gives you Saturday and Sunday to work on it and get it turned in before the due dates. So the plan is on Tuesday, I'm going to cover new content, slides, lectures, that sort of thing. On Thursday, moving forward, we will do examples and labs in class. Friday is a work day. You'll have an assignment every Friday, but you don't, like I said, if you've got it done or you don't feel like you need help, that's your decision tonight. Some people I never see during lab time and they do fine. Other people I see every lab period, because it just, programming, if you've never done it, is definitely a new way of thinking. And some people get it and they run with it. And some people need a little extra help. And I'm going to tell you right now, it's tedious. You're all going to go, this is so frustrating because it should work. Well, you've got this one little punctuation mark out of place. I'm going to walk up, I'm going to fix it in like 3 seconds, and you're going to have been looking at it for 15 minutes. You're going to hate me a little bit. But the difference is I've been doing this for 20 plus years. And I also have seen these labs and assignments because I assigned them. So I know where the sticking points are going to be. Don't get frustrated with it. My best advice to you, especially you two that are doubling up, is if you're working on something, and you've been at it 10 or 15 minutes, and you're still stuck at the exact same space, get up, go get a drink, go get a snack, go decompress for a second or a few minutes. And while you're doing that, you'll have a little epiphany in your head that says, oh, I need to try this. Then you come back to it, but don't sit there staring at the same code for an hour because you will just make yourself crazy. Send me an email. A lot of times it amazes me. People send me emails, and by the time I've responded, they've fixed it themselves. Because just writing it out or talking it out sometimes gives you an idea of what you need to do to fix. I talk a lot for a computer person. So when I have a problem, I go find somebody and I just talk it out. My husband drives me crazy because I don't want a solution. I don't want him to give me a solution. I just want to listen to me talk. There's Garrett. So I want to introduce you guys to Garrett. He is going to be basically my TA. He's going to help me out. He'll be around on Fridays. He'll also be are you going to be in the CSX lab some?
Yeah, Fridays as well.
Friday as well. All right. So I'm going to actually let you tell them a little bit about the CSX lab.
Oh, okay. So CSX is essentially Monday through Friday. I think it's going to be 10 to 6 on Monday through Thursday and 10 to 2 on Fridays. It's essentially, you can come in and get help for things like homework projects. Typically, it's only going to be certain parts of those things. Past that is going to be up to her, how much she helps you and whatnot. But there should be somebody in there. It's going to be opening, I believe, next week, starting Monday. So if you have any kind of questions on homework or projects or anything like that, and you can't get a hold of her, or actually, do you want them to come to us first?
I don't care.
Okay.
CSX lab is there for your benefit. If you are stuck and you just have to know right now, go to the lab if it's open. You're not going to hurt my feelings. They're not going to give you more information than you should have because they've been well trained. So
We're going to make you do it, and we're going to hold your hand through the way.
there you go. So they're not going to give you enough to get you in trouble or anything. So go hit them up. If you are on campus and have some time to kill, go hit them.
We're also going to be online during those same hours, and then only online on Sundays. But try not to message us saying I didn't start the project and it's due on Monday, because we're not going to help you all that much. We're going to say you should have started this 2 weeks ago when you got assigned the project.
So most of my stuff's going to be due at 11:59 Sunday night. So exactly what he said. Don't go online to the CSX students.
It feels like kids most days.
And say, hey, I haven't started this. Where do I start? If you haven't started, you're not ready to talk to them. They might help you get started, but they're not going to help you finish the whole thing on the day it's due.
We're not supposed to. Some people might every now and again, but we're not supposed to.
Well, you're not going to have time once they get bigger.
Yeah,
That's true. Plan accordingly. You cannot do my projects in one day.
a good general rule for any CS class you're in is at least look at the assignment the day it's assigned and start it if you think it's going to be too big to handle in a couple of days.
Because if you look at my schedule, come on, computer.
And that's coming from somebody with 5 CS classes this semester, so trust me, I know what I'm doing.
When you get down here to project 1, notice that I'm introducing it 1 week, giving a whole week that we're going to work on it. That means I'm going to take class time to help you get started. So that means you're going to have to, it's a big project. So time management, especially for you guys that are doubling up, is going to be key. I have 2 in here, they're doing 1300 and 1301 at the same time. Yeah.
Fair enough.
So I'm here to help. Garrett's here to help. The only dumb question is the one you did not ask me.
Yep.
I assure you, very rarely do y'all throw a question at me I have not heard by this point. I taught high school computer science for 13 years.
I was in that class.
He was one of my high school students. I assure you, there is no such thing as a dumb question. unless it shows up on the test and you didn't ask me. So. And I'm hoping in the next few days that you guys will start talking to me because I talk a lot if you don't. All right. That's all I have for today. So I'm going to cut off this video.